Hey, what's going on, buddy? Base here. Experimental Snapshot 4 for Minecraft release 1.18 has just dropped, so you know what time it is. You know the drill. Let's get into the changes. So, our first change on the list is that desert temples are now partially buried. I did suggest that desert temples can sometimes be buried, like in my last snapshot video. I thought that that would be cool for, like, Minecraft lore, like saying, oh, they've been there so long that they've sunken into the ground. Well, now they do. But I think it's a good thing, yeah, they're buried, but, like, there's this fun little entrance right here. I actually kind of want to see what the loot is. But, oh, hey, that's not actually half bad. But anyways, I just want to say that they shouldn't be this buried. They should still be like a little bit up so that the front entrance is at least exposed. Because, well, actually, no. Make it, I would make it so that this part is at least exposed. Because this stuff still looks like if I was just walking, like, all the way, say, over here. So, like, I probably wouldn't even notice it over there, like, if I was just strolling on by. Because it's just too, in my opinion, it's a little too buried now. So if they could raise this up, that would be really great. So very important changes to the desert and badlands biome. Basically, deserts and badlands are now larger in general, and they tend to show up less as as they describe it, ugly microbiome splotches. Apparently, terracotta bands go higher, so like these bands of terracotta that sort of run around. However, I think they still look pretty much the same, like just one block of a band. And also, the wooded badlands, grass, and trees now start generating higher. And whoa, look at this. That's actually really cool. But there's so many distractions with these new snapshots, and it's actually kind of fun because this is like I'm like explaining this to you as I'm checking the snapshot out for the first time. So, anyways, yeah. So they show up less now as microbiomes. However, I did kind of like just the random little terracotta splotches just sort of dotting around, because at least then you wouldn't have to go like 4,000 blocks to find a mesa biome. But then again, it wasn't, mesa biomes aren't even that rare. They weren't that rare. However, I do kind of like that because it's like, imagine if they could like blend terracotta in with like granite. Like if like, oh, that's a good idea. Mojang, if you're listening, you should totally take terracotta, like if a granite patch generates near water, you should totally take terracotta and like sort of blend it with granite a little bit. That way, you could maybe get some terracotta without having to find a mesa, because sometimes mesa biomes can tend to be harder to find. However, it would actually be kind of cool, and it's not really the same color, but it kind of blends well and it kind of makes sense. Like from a distance, I think it looks pretty nice. So yeah, how about if a granite patch generates near water because, like, terracotta is just smelted up clay? What if it, like, generated terracotta? That would be really cool. Mojang, if you're listening, please add that. But, yeah, those were the changes to deserts and badlands. In this snapshot, they've made biome placement smoother and more noisy. Basically, if you don't know what it means by noisy, basically, I think noise is just, like, the randomness of the terrain. Well, not really, but like sort of like the differences in the terrain, like the height, because like 3D purlin noise is, I'm assuming, what that's referring to. So I think it just means that biomes are like now like a little bit higher, because like, yeah, they're definitely quite a there's definitely a noticeable difference in how high they are, because it's a 72 right here. However, they are taller too, so they also changed biome placement, like in general, to reduce the harsh collisions between some biomes. So that should be good. I do have to say though, I am appreciating these larger mesas and deserts. So yeah, yeah, it definitely made them a lot more noisy. 100% made them a lot more noisy. Jeez, look at these things. This is a Badlands right here. Not what we used to have back in the old days. Oh my god. This makes 1.17 Shattered Savannah look like child's play. Jeez. So, on the Minecraft.net changelog article, they say that they have removed surface freezing for hot biomes, and that it should prevent against things like how they describe snow on top of jungle trees. I haven't personally seen this in any of the snapshots, but I imagine that it was an issue since they're fixing it. However, I don't think it would have been that big of a problem. I mean, hey, that's actually kind of cool. It's kind of quirky, you know, to see snow on top of a jungle tree. However, yeah, they've removed surface freezing for hot biomes because they didn't want things like snow generating on top of jungle trees. And I can see why, because like it doesn't make sense, because the jungle is actually like a really hot biome and it can be found near other hotter or warmer biomes, I guess you could say. So yeah, I guess it kind of makes sense why they would do that, but yeah, they have done that. So just note that, I guess. Alright, so this is a very, very bad example of a snowy slopes biome. However, this is a snowy slopes biome nonetheless, so it will work. So they say that they have made snowy slopes biomes less dirty again. Now, what they mean by again is that they said that they did that in the last snapshot. However, there was still dirt generating onto the snowy slopes, which was their main reason to remove it. So let's see. Did they remove the dirt? They did! They have successfully removed the dirt from the snowy slopes biome, finally. I guess that they just said that they did, but they didn't actually remove it. Let's see. Yeah, and this is a grove biome over here, so it's completely fine that there's dirt here. So, yes, Mojang, indeed this time, has definitely removed the dirt from the snowy slopes biome, and now, as they said, they are now less dirty. Truly something to rejoice over, I guess. So, they have made Extreme Hills terrain a lot less unextreme, as they said. Now, it might not look like it here, but this is a good example right over here. Basically, yeah, like I said, it might not look like it here. However, trust me, it is. It's just, I found a different one, but I don't know where that is now. So, trust me, it's a lot less unextreme now. It's just, these are a lot rarer to come by now. Also, they have made it so that they have reduced the granite splotches and the andesite splotches and the diorite splotches on the surface. Don't get me wrong, they're still here, but they have reduced the number of them because they said it created a spray paint look across stone shores. And I agree, if it's a stone shore, it probably should be stone, like the name suggests. So, yeah, maybe that was changed for the better. Like, as we can see right here, and like, there's no granite or andesite really to be seen. I mean, of course it's still there, but, you know, it's just kind of gone. They've also made some changes to rivers in which they will not be cut off as much anymore by mountainous terrain. Lots and lots of rivers apparently last snapshot were being cut off by mountainous terrain, and I think that actually makes for a better experience because rivers are supposed to flow. They're not lakes or ponds, they're rivers. Now, you could technically say that this is a cutoff right here, or not, because these two blocks technically are touching, I guess you could say. So, yeah, rivers are a lot less likely to be cut off now by mountainous terrain, as we can see right here. Now, I haven't been able to find it, but since that there's no more granite, andesite, or diorite splotches really generating on stone shores. Also, how is this a stone shore? There's no water. They've decided to make it so that the game now generates layers, like strips, almost as like the terracotta layers in a mesa biome, of gravel, andesite, diorite, and granite, as well as calcite. So now you don't have to destroy geodes. Now, personally, I couldn't find this myself, but I'd imagine it would kind of look like this, like how like the Badlands, the mesa biome, sort of looks. But I couldn't really find it myself, so, you know, I'm taking a guess as to what it looks like. It might look like this. I'm not sure though. You can confirm that for me if you want to. However, yeah, it will now generate strips of some blocks in the stone shore since there are no more splotches of granite, andesite, diorite. So that's cool. So they've made a change to ore generation in which now there's more iron. Now, personally, I haven't really noticed this change all too much because I can't really see if there's any, like, a lot more iron. I mean, there seems to be, like, generally, I guess, some more iron, so maybe now I'm seeing it. However, another change related to ore generation is that the dripstone caves biome will now generate more and larger copper blobs slash veins, I guess you could call them. So this is actually really good. This introduces a lot more strategy to mining, and basically, if you need copper, you're gonna want to come to the dripstone caves now. And I think that is, I personally think that is just a great feature altogether. I would definitely like to see them do more with this ore distribution idea of certain biomes yield more ores, but I'll talk about that later. But yeah, more iron and bigger and more copper blobs slash veins in the dripstone caves biomes. So they have tweaked swamp placement a little bit, and they have made it so they don't extend out for the coastline farther. This used to actually be a feature within like older versions of Minecraft, and still a little bit today. I think it's actually, I personally think it's a good feature and that they had no reason to remove it. However, to give you an example, because this is a very bad example of a swamp, say that this whole shoreline right here was swamp, it would probably extend all the way out to this lily pad, and there would be like trees in the water just coming up. I personally think it looked really cool. However, they might have removed it because they thought it was too unrealistic or too dumb or something like that. But I think it looked pretty cool. However, I guess it's gone now, so I guess we just have to accept the fact that it's gone. So, yeah. Anyways, that is it for this week's experimental snapshot. If you want to like the video, go ahead, because it would actually help me out a lot if you could like the video, because then that gets more people to watch it because it has a higher like ratio, and people say that they like the video. So, you know, if you did like the video, make sure that you do like it. Also, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe and turn on post notifications so that you never miss another experimental snapshot video or another just regular snapshot video, because I'll be covering those too. So with that, what are my thoughts on this snapshot? Well, I think that this snapshot was pretty good. I do like the changes to the copper ore blobs and the more iron change. That was definitely a needed change. However, one thing that I would like to see, I would like to see them go farther with this idea of certain biomes can generate more ores. Currently, we have 3 biomes that do this. We have the dripstone caves now that generate more copper, we have the mesa or the badlands that generate more gold, and we have extreme hills that specifically generate emeralds, and that's the only place you can find them. I'd like to see a lot more ores do this. Not to the point at which you can't find them unless you're in the certain biome, but just they generate more and they generate in bigger blobs and stuff like that. I think that would be extremely cool if they could do something like that. Like, say you go to, like, I don't know, like a swamp or something, and you have more of a chance of finding redstone because the swamp has poppies in it or something. I don't know what I'm saying, but I would like to see them go farther with this idea. But with that, thank you all for watching. I've been Base, and I'll see you guys all later. Goodbye.